Welcome in, everybody, to Nightiwsh facing Team Majesty. We do see the Nightmare coming out on Father Campbell's Chapel, and it's going to be difficult for the Survivor teams here because all exhaust perks, including Adrenaline, Decisive Strike, Unbreakable, and all the reset perks are banned. So you do face a wall of restrictions here. In addition to the general balance here. So it comes down to a really, really organized survivor team that kind of needs to throw in their own bodies to take hits and work out after the pellets have been gone. We do see that Enjoy T is trying to find the first survivor here, but we are 60 seconds into the trial and that didn't work out yet. Makes me think if this survivor team actually hides out Corrupt in 2022.
That would be quite a sight to see. But considering that we do have such restrictions on the perks they can bring, I'm not surprised that that might be their strategy. Kind of trying to prolong that first down for as long as possible so they can play as smart and as safe as possible. But that would certainly be a sight to see in 2022, hiding out Corrupt.
Back to the best of the best strategies here. Still trying to find the first survivor. 2 minutes almost into the trial here. And it's a really, really interesting strategy because usually if you get located when you hide out Corrupt, you have a really, really difficult early game. But it seems like our team has mastered this strategy and therefore Corrupt Intervention removed from the trial. The killer playing with 3 perks. No injuries, not even a chase that has started yet. I mean, good news. You have all survivors asleep now. That's maybe a good news, but other than that, the survivor team really, really took something from you.
Oh yeah, and we do see that someone is here. Thank you to Ruin regressing that generator as we push them away, but our survivors seem to be playing really safely. They're going to know the ruin is there, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did see them pre-leaving a lot of things because of the lack of exhaustion perks allowed in the trial.
Yeah, they have a difficult time compensating the absence of all these exhaust perk. It's now going to be the first hit into this trial onto Not Toxic. Our survivor is taking the chase towards the midsection, and I'm not
Ooh.
sure this is going to be a down, relatively quick down for the fact that the survivor team was that strong in the early game here, unfortunately not reaching the next tile in time. So you do get your game started, you do get the pressure started on 5 generators still. So this, I think, makes you feel a little bit better here.
Yeah, definitely not too bad. A rough start to be sure, but we have picked up the pace on the killer side, and now we are finding our survivors. And it looks like this might be another really quick down. We see our first generator completed, but oof, that hit over the pallet is going to secure a second down for Enjoy T here.
Very, very strong takeover now after he got basically his corrupt intervention removed from the trial for free here. They are going for the save next to this hook here. So 3 survivors busy at the moment, leaves only 1 survivor on the generator so far. We do see the teleport coming in into the main building. Interesting location. Maybe also thinking that they would go for the reset over here. And I have to say, this hook location is also quite nice because you have the Hex Ruin straight next to it. So you can basically guard 2 resources in once.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting to see how the survivors are trying to play with with the restrictions on perks here. Um, but I wonder if they're kind of suffering as a result of not being used to not having these perks. Honestly, I don't know if they. Oh, I didn't know if we were gonna get that, but a really nice pallet save there into the flashlight blind, going to prevent that third hook state from coming in.
Yeah, now the survivors are taking back the pressure here. Really nice together with the blind, especially to show off 2 survivors over here at the main building getting interrupted. So Ruin is now doing a good job for you. And oh, the Nia
Hmm.
also putting out some juice here. This is now really, really confident from Team Majesty. Looks really, really clean what they are putting on the table. If they would manage to get the Hex Ruin removed from the trial, that would be really, really incredible for them as well. For now, it seems like the totem wall is still standing. We also remove the pallet right next to it, so you will get an information now when a sleepy survivor is going onto that totem. Next teleport coming out into the main building. He knows that the survivors are over here. He keeps interrupting this generator. Hex Ruin doing a lot of work for him. The question is, though, are they maybe splitting up between main building and the Hex totem here in order to remove it from the trial very soon?
I would assume that that is probably what we are seeing here. I think they are trying to pressure both because at this point it's kind of a war of attrition, so they will probably get one or the other if they can ping pong the killer between the totem and the generator successfully.
Going to
Ooh.
getting attacked into the back there. Adam far behind the window right here. So this is going to be a tough one. Our killer is now going back towards the hook here. Does get hook stage number 3 in. So good start for our Freddy. If we look on the average matches, good start for the Survivor team still as well. It comes down to the question, when is the Hex Totem leaving the trial and when do they find the grasp onto generator number 3 and 4 here? Because we do need some objectives very soon, as confident the Survivor team is playing right now.
Yeah, for all of their confidence, I'm not quite seeing the progress on generators that I think you would want to see at this point. Of course, Ruin is doing a lot of that work for them, just pushing survivors off, especially because they have to be so careful because of situations like this. If they don't leave fast enough, they will get downed thanks to the lack of exhaustion perks to help them get out of an area safely.
And this is now going to be the next hook stage coming in. He's doing a good job here, and he's trying to interrupt the main generator once again, and is actually successful with this. So this generator here in the main building has been repaired 500 times at this point. I feel like the Survivor team really not getting the final progress into this needed generator, and the mid generator actually quite important on Father Campbell's Chapel. Next mind game coming in on the TNL and another hit. So this is going to be the down here once again. So our killer at this point really, really taking over.
Absolutely, and an interesting for the people play potentially to protect a more vulnerable team member who might be closer to elimination. Um, but that did put Claudette in a rather sticky situation. And again, we're forcing a lot of resets. Our survivors have to play very safely. So just tons and tons of slowdown. Of course, we are also getting a lot of information from the pools. So our survivors are having a hard time making very many moves, important moves, um, without drawing the attention of our killer.
Now we do see the next one starting. The survivor over here trying to attack the ruin totem, not working out for him for now. This is now going to be the teleport, and once again the interruption on the main generator here. Survivor dropping down, going towards the edge map, trying to waste some time in the dead zone. It's not going to be enough time though, so just going down in the map corner here. Maybe a generator finally being completed here, but our Survivor team also really busy with the needed resets and making sure they're not taking too much risk here. So it seems to become really, really tough for our Survivor team here.
Yes, but we will see uh, another generator pop. Was that two generators popping at the same time, or did I miss a generator?
I think there was two in the no, there was actually two in the same time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wow. It looks like they were definitely still trying to put the work in as we see those two generators go at the same time. Of course, that will be for an elimination, but we only have one generator left. And Ruin has also now been taken off of the table.
This is now going to be the teleport towards the top side. Nia and Adam and Nancy, actually everyone
Oh
over here, the
no.
Survivor team grouped up. And this is horrible for your Survivor team. And this is going to be the pickup. So this is going to be the next hook stage coming in. Hook stage number 8 at this point. But you know about the location from the other Survivors. So might be actually able to go for the 4K here very soon.
Absolutely. This is going to be our second elimination. With only one generator left, it's really up to our survivors to play as smartly as they can. There is still potential for them to finish that last generator and maybe get a couple of outs, but it really depends on how these next couple of chases go.
Going to be the Adam taking the next one here, and you do need quite some time on this jungle gym. It's going to be a hit, and I wouldn't be surprised if Enjoy T is turning back in order to protect this generator over here. It's going to be the case, and there's the Nia, so they are close to getting that generator number 5 in. For now, they are not taking the control though.
Yeah, definitely. Oof, definitely a tricky situation. You don't want to be both injured. We know that they cannot reset if they do not come back together. So, and with one survivor in chase, this is a dangerous position to be in, especially since Freddy can just teleport to the generator that he knows has the most progress at this point.
Nia and Adam would be really, really important to get that additional generator through. Now we do see that our killer is also starting to switch between the generators and does get into the chase again with the Adam also trying to catch someone out of position. That's going to be the case. Adam holding W here behind this wall is not going to take much time. And Nia has been on a clock over there cross map going for the wake up. So you can be sure that at least this final survivor is not sitting on a generator right now.
Yeah, definitely a lot of information is doing as well. Um, So I'm wondering if this signifies that maybe our survivors are looking to do a hatch play at this point, with Nia very obviously out of the way of where our active generators are, honestly.
And this is, yeah, I do think you take generator number 5, or you're gonna end in a 4K because this killer looks so in control over the match and in such a good position that he would even stop you from escaping with the hatch potential, right? For me, it's kind of like generator 5, or it's going to be a 4K.
Yeah, generator. I definitely think I agree with you. Getting that fifth generator is a more like you are definitely guaranteed to get points if you finish that last generator. If you wait for your teammate to die and try to get hatched, that is still a 50-50 chance that you will not. So uh, I would like to see them try to get these generators out, but also I think they've kind of put themselves in a bad situation with their generator spread. This is very easy for our killer to patrol, and our slug is also in the same area, so you have a ton of pressure from that as well.
Enjoy tea here. We do mention, though, this is important to say that the staff team has been informed about the lags that were coming in on the killer side here. So the staff team is starting to look into the issue here. We have noticed a couple of lags and a couple of difficulties on the killer side here. So they are gonna take a look into that while we are trying to find survivor number 4 here, the Nia, that is potentially hiding behind one of these rocks here, really checking edge map every single location where a survivor could hide. I mean, it would be so important to take additional points, right? But there she is, Shep. That's potentially the last chase.
Oh no, this is not where you want to be, especially with not a lot of resources in this area to take. That's a very ambitious swing, however, to try to get the down. And I wonder, since our killer knows that is where our survivor is, if he's going to go ahead and try to secure this final hook and then go after the Nia. because we are getting close to potentially bleeding out here.
Yeah, that's the tricky one, right? Because you don't in a nice Freddy performance like this, you really don't want to lose a few points because of a bleed out. So I think it's a good decision here. Now you need to run cross map though. The hatch is spawning at the shack, and if King Awesome here is missing his skill checks quick enough, and if behavior is giving him quick enough skill checks, he would die in time, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So Enjoy T actually reaching the opposite side here, going for the hatch on the shack. Nia is waiting over here, but does get found, of course. So the mind game's coming out, and that was a really clean one here to finish it off with a 4K. So that would be a 28-8, but the score is put on hold as the staff team is taking a look into the issues that have been reported there and have been visible for us spectating as well. So 28-8 in favor of Nightiwsh, with a little hold back basically, and checking if everything is good to go here. So we're going to see about that, and we're going to give you a little update on what is going to happen when we are coming back from the break. Welcome back, everybody, after a long break. Welcome back, everybody, after a long break. We noticed the lag issues on the killer side. Staff has investigated the killers, and it turned out that this guy, unfortunately, has a very horrible internet connection. So horrible that the connection to the own server is so high that no reasonable game is possible here. So it's going to be a no-fault restart, as there was no malicious intent from any team, but they have to play with a different player. And this is going to be, I'm not even trying to pronounce this name correctly here, but this is the new killer for Nightiwsh on the Nightmare, and it seems like he's doing a really confident job here.
Yeah, we are only about halfway through our craft intervention, and we are already seeing our first down. So that's kind of what you want to see here. Looks like we're going to go ahead and hook right here instead of attempting to go for anything closer to the shack area. But this is fine. We do see kind of a weird corrupt split here, which is a little unfortunate, as you're not going to get such consistent pressure for a 3-gen later on in the game.
Now we do see the first generator coming out already. So Majesty also way quicker than in the first trial here. Quick unhook as well, along with Adam taking the clock there to wake up. It is going to be attack onto the Nia here. Nice placement of the Dream Snares. But the chase still in the corrupt intervention side, so the rest of the map can be attacked objective-wise. So we do see the next looping coming out. Nia kinda zoned towards the backside of the circus here. Going to be really difficult, but she does manage to hold W towards the tile over here. Really strong play after you have been kinda trapped there on the filler pallet, and a nice juke here as well coming out from our survivors. So this is actually a lot of time going into the generators right here.
Yeah, definitely doing a really good job of trying to bring chases as far out of the way as possible. Uh, and I do believe that was a totem being cleansed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the notification looked weird. I was like, yes? But that will be ruin taken off the table, so we will not see as much pressure from that totem in this match.
Now going to be two hook stages so far. Not the worst start for our killer here, but we do see a for the people play, trying to make sure that the survivor is not dying too early. Now the survivor is taking a hit though, so back to injury. Maybe not exactly how you planned the for the people play here, because
Ooh.
usually you want to buy a lot of time out of that play, and unfortunately Not Toxic is not able to find that, but they do recover from it with a very, very strong pallet save into the flashlight blind. I feel like we have seen that before.
It's a little bit of deja vu, yeah. Definitely a little bit of deja vu there with that. Um, and we are also going to, I want to point out, the broken status has been applied to our survivor who took the body block. That is going to be forced penance coming into play as well. So lots of broken statuses preventing our survivors from being healed. That could be really huge if our killer can capitalize on it. But our survivors are tearing through these generators.
Now we do see the next chase coming in here over to this sea wall. It's going to be a very early drop, trying to make sure that the resources are also leaving the trial. You're gonna profit from it in the mid and late game here, so it is always good if you get a lot of them out of the way, but unfortunately not finding the hit here. It's also going to be the blind on this pallet here. Now the teleport coming through, so it is going to be a little bit of a switch here, trying to find the next survivor, maybe someone who's more in a dead zone. Nancy taking a hit. This is going to be the forced penance effect, so someone was close by here as well. Three survivors injured across the board, but this time, and this is the opposite to trial number one, in case this chase goes a little bit longer, I feel like the gen efficiency is quite high, and Majesty doesn't need to worry too much here.
Yeah, like you said, the gen efficiency has been incredible. We've only seen a minimal hook states for how many gens we have completed here, so it seems like this is going to be difficult to catch up with.
And there's going to be generator number 5, pushing us into the end game. It is going to be the No Way Out there with 2 stacks, so you do have a little bit of extra time. And this is now going to be a nice hit onto the Adam here. So this is going to be the potential final chase on the Shack. If he stays alive long enough here, needs to make sure that he is taking some time for the exit gates. And yeah, Adam has a lot of responsibility here, but if he takes around 30 additional seconds, then he should be really, really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Just needs to buy enough time for those gates to get opened. I kind of want to see a couple of resets here, though, because there's a lot of injured people for... Oof. It's a lot of injured people for the position they're in right now, and this is just kind of opening them up to giving up more hook states.
Yeah, I have to agree. You do need to take everything out of the door now, or you're gonna be in some trouble here, because we do have 3 survivors injured across the board. We have the fresh hook, so either, yeah, there they go, and they don't want to take additional risk here. So I do think, especially compared to that first trial they played, now going into 6 stages, they must feel quite good here, because that was definitely using the second chance quite well, and they even go for the unhook.
Wow, we love to see the risk being taken here. Hopefully, this other door is prepped, or our survivors are able to make it to the door that was already open. But it does look like there has been work done on this door. So, ooh, this is going to be close. Unfortunately, not quite going to make it there, but we are gonna. Oh no. Okay, I was like, we are gonna push. Our flashlight user. I was really worried they were not close enough to actually get out. No decisive strike here, so a good effort. Unfortunately, it seems like it will be for naught.
Yeah, but 6 stages here, definitely a huge turn for our team. From a 4K on, I believe, one generated, they are now making a very, very strong turn here. So really, really impressive how Majesty also pulled themselves together after that little bit of a break here, trying to make sure that they take all the stages out of the door. So it is going to be a 6-stage game, leaving us with a 16 for Majesty, 15 for Nightiwsh. So our killer here, a little deficit, 15 to 16 in favor of Majesty here. So we're going to hop straight into the break here as we are behind schedule. So we're going to catch you in a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody, to the next trial. And if I'm not mistaken, then yes, this is the wrong offering being played by Nightiwsh. That means that is warning number 4, and that will result in a DQ. So we're going straight into the break, and we are going to be back for you with the next matchup.
Kick W.